And former President Trump's town hall event in Pennsylvania took an unusual turn after he was interrupted twice by medical emergencies in the room. Trump stopped taking questions and stood on stage for nearly 45 minutes listening to his soundtrack. The crowd slowly dispersed, but many stayed for what became an impromptu indoor concert.
Kamala Harris's latest anti-Trump attack is both so dishonest and so despicable that even ABC News, the infamous moderators of the September 10th presidential debate, have called her out and debunked her on it. And we will give you that full story here today. And it's a little fact check that we absolutely need to make sure gets shared everywhere, because I guarantee you have at least one uncle on Facebook or friend or cousin on Instagram or something that is anti-Trump, that is spreading this lie on election year. We need to make sure it is debunked as much as possible. But folks, before we get into it, let me just say that if you're enjoying the content, do us a big favor by hitting that subscribe button down below. Also leave a like on this video while you're at it. And the reason you should subscribe is because, first of all, it is the #1 way to support the work, and it also goes a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you these videos, so your support is greatly appreciated. All you got to do if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure your notifications are on. And with that said, if you're not familiar with the context here, Kamala Harris's campaign is getting so desperate that they've invented a totally new attack line on Trump out of thin air, which is basically that he's old and he probably has health issues or something. Yeah, we're not making that up, okay? They are so out of ammunition that this is what they are currently running with against Trump.
And here's the thing. It makes you wonder. Why does his staff want him to hide away? One must question. Are they afraid that people will see that he is too weak and unstable to lead America? Is that what's going on?
I mean, you can just see the desperation mode oozing from that clip right there, right? You're losing against Trump on every argument, on every issue, so you just have to say, oh, he must have health issues or he's hiding something, even though it's not really visible what he allegedly is hiding. And this is, of course, you know, the funniest thing is this is coming from the woman who was Joe Biden's vice president, who defended Biden's performance at the June 27th debate in all of his prior dementia moments. But surely that attack, again, is not reeking of total desperation. Yeah, it absolutely is. But okay, now that the context is out of the way, what is today's story? Well, the other night, Trump did a town hall, and the Kamala campaign is running with this clip where they claim Trump froze on the stage. He had his Mitch McConnell moment, as you can see right here. Trump appears lost, confused, and frozen on stage as multiple songs play for 30+ minutes, and the crowd pours out, and they were saying he had a elderly, senior, senile moment on the stage. Well, first of all, let's play the clip, and then I'll give you the context, which, like I said, doesn't just make it dishonest, it makes it outright despicable and morally reprehensible. So I don't know how much of the song I can actually play. As you can see, I mean, even not knowing the context here, wouldn't you look at this clip? First of all, this is why it's dishonest. Wouldn't you just look at this clip and assume, okay, Trump is enjoying the music, right? Yeah, how dare he enjoy the music? And for doing that, you say he had an elderly senior moment or he froze? Like, that's clearly not what's happening. Okay, by the way, this is the party of truth and claims that the conservatives are the ones who need to be banned from free speech for misinformation. Meanwhile, they do things like this. Obviously, we know how that whole story goes. But on top of that, you may be asking, but okay, Vince, if that's not what it was, then what was actually going on in this clip? Well, no, the actual truth here is he paused his town hall 30 minutes in because 2 attendees suffered medical emergencies. Quote, the medical emergencies that people in the crowd had here shifted the mood, prompting Trump to cut the question short, pause the town hall, and instead play some of his favorite music. So again, people had medical emergencies, and then he paused the rally because of it. That is precisely why I say it's not just dishonest, okay? If he was genuinely there just vibing to the music and you said, oh, he had a senior Mitch McConnell moment or something, then okay, you could just say it's dishonest, but whatever. But the Kamala campaign is actively like disregarding the fact that people were actually having medical emergencies and using it instead. People who were in life-threatening situations, ordinary citizens. Trump does the objectively right thing, which is to pause the event, and Kamala HQ proceeds to use that for political points. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely, like I said, reprehensible. And this was so bad, even ABC News, who does nothing but defend Kamala Harris constantly, had to call her out on this because it was so ridiculously low.
And former President Trump's town hall event in Pennsylvania took an unusual turn after he was interrupted twice by medical emergencies in the room. Trump stopped taking questions and stood on stage for nearly 45 minutes listening to his soundtrack. The crowd slowly dispersed, but many stayed for what became an impromptu indoor concert. ABC News senior national correspondent Terry Moran joins me now for more from Pennsylvania. Hey, Terry.
So just to be clear, those are the details. Okay, you didn't believe me, there's ABC News reporting it as well. Okay, like I said, the lie and the politicization of this is so bad, even ABC News is reporting on it. Okay, so again, share this around to the Kamala supporters and your family who are running with this attack line.
Hey, Alex. So Donald Trump came here to the suburbs of Philadelphia, one of the critical battlegrounds in this battleground state, looking for votes. And it was scheduled to be this town hall event where he would be taking questions and listening to voters. And it turned into something else, as you say, when the candidate turned into a DJ. Donald Trump, in his 11th trip to must-win Pennsylvania, urged his supporters to turn out on Election Day.
We win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing.
Yes. In a town hall-style event in the western suburbs of Philadelphia, the former president stuck to his top issues, attacking Vice President Harris over inflation and immigration.
Wait, but I thought he froze. I thought he just lost his mind. Oh, you mean to tell me before attendees suffered medical emergencies, he was talking about the normal things? Okay.
Pledged to shut the southern border, end Russia's war in Ukraine, lower prices at the grocery store, and bring down interest rates to 2%, while providing few details on how he'd accomplish all that.
People don't think of grocery. You know, it sounds like not such an important word when you talk about homes and everything else, right? But more people tell me about grocery bills, where the price of bacon, the price of lettuce, the price of tomatoes, they tell me. And we're going to do a lot of things.
But then, 30 minutes in, 2 attendees suffered medical emergencies.
A doctor, please. Doctor.
The incidents shifted the mood, prompting Trump to cut the question short and instead play some of his favorite music.
Yeah, don't let Kamala supporters see this video. That would be so bad. Oh, there it is right there, right? The medical emergency happening on the stage, okay? But we're the misinformation agents, right, guys?
About this, we'll play YMCA and we'll go home.
Trump kept DJing, and most of his supporters stayed for another 30 minutes of his playlist. Well, in certain quarters of social media, people had a field day with that, and I guess on the screens it might...
Yeah, guess who they're talking about there? They're not talking about some random, like, liberal boomer on the internet. This is from Kamala HQ. This is from them directly. Okay? So let it be noted, that is exactly what they stand for.
Might have looked quite strange. Inside that hall, however, people were having a good time. What can I tell you? It did not seem out of the ordinary. It seemed almost intimate. And at the end, Trump did something he very rarely does. He came down off the stage and mingled with his supporters. He was signing autographs and shaking hands and the like. Today, he's doing an interview with Bloomberg in Chicago, and then he's heading to another battleground state, Georgia, for a rally tonight.
So there you have it. But of course, the talking point number 1 is going to be Trump has health issues. Number 2 is he's avoiding doing events and talking to people. And then number 3, of course, he froze on stage. None of it is true. But of course, that's what a campaign that is totally not in desperation has to do, right? They totally have to just lie and make things up and just like don't even be remotely close to the truth. We're not talking about, oh, they exaggerated something or, you know, kind of hyperbole. No, they're not even in the same stratosphere, right, of what the truth is. But of course, that's definitely not a sign of a losing campaign, right?
These polls hadn't tightened. Would Kamala Harris be doing an interview with Fox right now?
Well, yeah, Neil, we enjoy coming on your air, and the vice president's looking forward to her interview with Brett tomorrow night. It's actually kind of a stark reminder that we're not really seeing Donald Trump do very many interviews. It's been about a month now since he did a mainstream media interview, and we got to wonder why. You know, we called this weekend for him to release his medical records. The vice president released her medical report from her doctor, Donald Trump's team. I heard him on your air last hour insisting that everything is okay and that there's nothing to see here.
If these polls hadn't tightened.
But you guys are definitely winning, by the way. Yeah, for sure. With that said, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.